I'm Jesse Bishman. I'm going to be presenting on the company culture assignment, and this includes my interview with Jay Daly and this company. So first, I'll go over an introduction and an overview of the interview. So I, my interviewee was Jay Daly. He works for Collin and Associates, and I interviewed him on September 22nd. Um, So, as an overview of Collin Associates is a financial services firm that focuses on independent financial advisors and acts as a broker-dealer. It has support for independent advisors, specifically RIAs, and they manage their own practices using the firm's resources. The company has approximately 400 employees and 6 billion in assets under management. The company maintains a robust compliance structure to support all of its regulatory requirements, and this includes supervising of all trades to ensure there is no improper activity. This Some improper activity would be if advisors are making more frequent trades to try and um, boost their commissions. So um, now I'll go into the background and career path of Jay. So he is currently a senior trader at Cullinan Associates, and he manages bond trading for institutional and retail clients across the U.S. He oversees people and to maintain compliance with their trading regulations and to ensure accurate reporting. He's one of the only people at Cullen that has a Bloomberg terminal, and he uses this to make the bond trades for all of his clients. So Jay Daly actually started without a degree, and so he began in a mailroom at a brokerage firm in Texas. In his early career, he um, noted how he was typing margin calls during the 1987 market crash at the first company he was working at. And then he later moved to Southwest Securities, and this was because that first company wouldn't um, support him getting a license to become a broker, and he um, earned his Series 7 at this new company after working in RA management and cashiering for 2 years. He then pivoted to bond trading as he initially wanted to be a stockbroker, but was intrigued by the profit potential as he saw people within bond trading getting paid thousands of commission per trade, or even tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. And to get into bond trading, he networked with people in the bond department at his company and with people in the career field, and he was eventually hired as a bond trader. So to go into the company's culture and some insights. So um, Collin Associates offers higher payout rates than some larger firms, and this a lot of the independent advisors at Colton manage their own expenses and are kind of autonomous from the firm. And they are, Colton is able to attract a lot of experienced investors. Um, like due to this autonomy and RIAs at Colin are typically in office 3 days a week. And it's the company has very good compliance as they use computer programs and supervisory to ensure that everyone at Colin is being ethical and they monitor trading irregularities. So to compare this with JW Cole is well, overall the firms are very similar. They make sure they offer or they act in their clients' best interests. And so JW Cole primarily focuses on an internal investment in their own culture, and they view this as crucial for fostering relationships with clients and employees. This is similar to Colton, which highly values its employees and clients as well. So some similarities is that they're both broker dealers and overall a very similar structure. And some differences is that JW Cole seems to have more emphasis on the overall process and method of financial planning, and they offer some more alternative products than Colton, and Colton primarily acts in investment advising. So there's a lot of different career paths within finance and financial advising um, that Jay had laid out to me, and for specifically becoming an IRA, he talked about the difference between working at a smaller firm or larger firm. And a lot of the differences, you're probably working with more clients at a lower payout ratio at a larger firm, and a smaller firms typically have larger payout ratios. And starting out in this field, you can kind of, with the company that you start with, you can go through their house accounts. And so these are accounts that kind of inactive somewhat from the company. And so you can manage these clients and you can also inherit other clients. And as you go on through your career path, you'll attract more, or you'll build your client base through whatever brokers you're with. So he also talked about the fee-based and the commission-based path for advisors. And so he talked about mainly how a fee-based advisor is much more stable as they have stable income that oftenly comes in quarterly. And the commission based is a bit more risky as you're selling financial products and the amount of your pay is a lot more infrequent and random. And so some advice and steps that he laid out to me for a career. So gaining initial experience, you can work with the house accounts like he talked about, and working at larger firms is great for experience as well. He laid out the fee-based model and how this can foster good long-term client relationships. And he also talked about um, investment principles with your clients, which is very important for an overall client relationship. And so he said prioritizing honesty and simplicity and avoiding complex financial products is very important when dealing with clients. And he also talked about the whole overall concept of long-term investing and how everyone through their 401ks is um, gradually investing in their 401ks is going to continue to um, keep the stock market on an upward trend. And so he just encourages young investors to invest in index funds and leave it alone. So some books that he recommended to me were A Liar's Poker for Market Insights, as well as Peter Lynch books such as A Walk Down Wall Street for tips on investing from some of the greatest investors, and Zig Ziglar for sales skills. Additionally, Jay outlined how important networking is for building a client base as well as advancing your career in finance.